The group was exploring a part of the forest they'd never entered before, quiet, untouched, almost too still. Cloud was the first to notice it, a strange silver light flickering between the trees. Guys, I think the forest has a secret. When they reached the clearing, they froze. A perfectly circular lake sat there, its surface completely flat, like glass. But it didn't reflect the sky, it showed something else entirely. The stars, though it was still day. The trees, but taller. Twisted. They stepped closer. Each of them saw a different version of themselves in the water. Not reversed, altered. Jager saw herself armored, glowing eyes, but alone. Sisi saw herself flying, but with no wings. Cloud saw a version of himself speaking to a crowd, but his mouth was sewn shut. Koda saw an older version of himself surrounded by books, but no friends. Jager whispered, "This lake doesn't show who we are. It shows what we fear." Suddenly, the water shimmered, and those reflections blinked. The reflections stepped out of the lake like mist solidifying into shape. They weren't monsters, but they were overwhelming. Jager's reflection confronted her with cold logic. You carry everyone. But who carries you? Sisi's shadow self wept. You smile because you're scared they'll leave if you don't. Cloud's other self laughed too loud. Everyone loves the funny one until he's sad. Koda's reflection was silent. It simply turned and walked away, abandoning. They were not enemies, but mirrors that couldn't be turned away from. The group was shaken. Cloud tried joking. Okay, that's enough soul-searching. Let's go. But no one laughed. The reflections began changing the forest, twisting it to match their emotions. Jager's anger made trees wither. Sisi's sadness brought fog. Koda's silence summoned echoing whispers. Cloud's confusion made the ground ripple like waves. They were losing themselves. Just when it all seemed too much, a soft sound echoed, a single note, like a bell. It came from the center of the lake, where a small flower floated, untouched. Sisi stepped forward first. We don't have to fight them. They are us. She walked to her reflection and hugged it. Her light returned. The fog lifted. Koda followed. Cloud, after a long pause, did too. Jager was last. She stood before her shadow, then knelt. I'm strong, but I'm also tired. And that's okay. The reflections smiled. One by one, the reflections turned to light and returned to the water. The lake shimmered once more, but now it was clear. They looked in and saw themselves together, whole and real. Cloud exhaled. I thought the lake would show monsters, but it showed truth. Jager turned her head slightly, and truth is scarier than monsters. They walked back slowly, more quiet, more grounded. The lake faded behind them like a dream. The hardest thing to face is yourself. But once you do, you never walk away alone.
Uh-oh.